I had the good fortune of being Al's nephew of Mill River Country Club, a place that is near and dear to my heart, in great part because of my uncle. Uncle Al, as I always called him, became the head professional at Mill River in 1974. Never would you meet a kinder, more gentleman-like person than my uncle with a more even temper. He was instrumental in my taking up the game of golf and teaching me in my adolescent years. First and foremost, he taught me about the game of golf being a gentleman's game and how you conduct yourself. He had a lot to do in forming the person that I grew up to be, and I can't thank him enough for that.
Well, he impacted me as like an uncle that I never had because I didn't know anything about the golf business. And every week we spend time together, whether it was playing golf or going out to dinner or just watching people play cards here. And Al, taught me about everything there was to life at a young age. I was only 23 or 24 when I first met him. And it was really quite an honor to be around him, just to walk into the Mill River halls.
He really was someone that everybody looked up to. Allie actually brought me to my first golf tournament to see Allie away from the club and realize that amongst his peers he was so well respected. Endeared me to how wonderful a man Al was.
Al started his career as a quality amateur player in the state of Connecticut, and after that stretch of his amateur career, he was convinced by the pro Lou Galby, a well-known pro in the state of Connecticut, to turn professional, and went to be the assistant pro at the Grant Moore Golf Center under Lou Galby, who was the head pro there. He won the Assistants Connecticut Section PGA a couple of times in the 1960s. He won the Connecticut Open in 1970. He qualified to play in the US Open at Olympic Club in San Francisco for the 1966 US Open. He qualified to play in the 1983 US Senior Open. And I know he also played in a number of what's now called the Travelers Tournament in Connecticut. He also qualified for the National PGA Club Pro Championship.
He was the Connecticut PGA champion. Al always worked hard on his game, and he felt that that was a very important part of being a PGA member and being a golf professional. Is just the epitome of the club professional player. Ultimately becoming a PGA member, I stayed in contact with Al throughout all of that. He really was a mentor to me in the sense that he always used him as sort of the way you should be as a golf professional. He carried himself in a way that I think is exactly the way a PGA member should. I can't say enough about him as far as his influence on my career.
Al was named the 1975 Connecticut Section PGA Golf Pro of the Year. He served the Connecticut Section PGA as their treasurer for several years. I think he was also on the tournament committee.
I played golf at Bunnell High School. We didn't have a place to play. Not only did Allie arrange for Bunnell to be able to play their home matches at Mill River Country Club, but also Stratford High School needed a place. So heartening to see today the young women and boys of Bunnell and Stratford High School still playing their home matches at Mill River Country Club. Another thing that Allie was instrumental in was bringing the Michelob tournament to Mill River Country Club, also the Cardinal Sheehan, and there were numerous others. But these tournaments were incredible for the community because they raised a lot of money for St. Vincent's Hospital and also the Cardinal Sheehan Center. Kind of put Mill River on the map as a country club that's willing to give back to the community, not only through the high school programs, but through the pro-ams. He felt that we had to, open the club to tournaments. It's hard for the CSGA and the Connecticut PGA to get clubs to give their club up. These things I'm talking about are a result of the attitude that Allie brought to Mill River. He was a gentle person. I never saw him lose his temper. If he was mad, he would chuckle. For those that know him, he had a little quiet chuckle. Never heard him swear, never saw him throw a club.
His accomplishments were the relationship he had with his members. Golfers, there's a million good golfers, but Ali loved his members and his members loved him. And every week they showed it, every different walks of life. Everybody loved Ali, and that's the number one accomplishment I'd say he had in his life.
Never heard an ill word spoken about my uncle during his career. He was always willing to give people lessons, talk to them about the game of golf, to encourage the young kids around the various clubs that he worked at to pursue the game of golf. As a tribute to my uncle after he passed away, the membership here at Mill River decided to name our annual member tournament the Al Fuchs Memorial Member Tournament. They also erected a nice stone water fountain in his honor, which has a plaque on it calling Al a great pro, a great friend.
Just a beautiful man, and I love him, and I'm happy we're able to do this for him. And I think about him quite often, especially when I drive by Mill River. He's one of the first things I think about. It's fun to be a part of Mill River legacy, and certainly Ali is a big part of it.
But when Ali retired, and it was the most incredible event, every seat was taken. People were standing out in the hall, listening, trying to get in through the back doors. Pros coming up to me, can I say a few words? Remember, the president of the Connecticut section showed up to talk about Ali and say a few words. And I think that really means something when you see such a turnout from his fellow pros. It tells you what Ali meant to not only the Connecticut PGA, to the community, and I'm proud that I was his friend and he was my friend, and we had such a good time together, and I've missed him ever since.
He demonstrated all the qualities and professionalism that a club pro should. He had a stellar playing career. He gave back to the game of golf.
Not always about how many tournaments you win or how many great shots you hit, but it is about the little things that you do for your country club and the community.
Probably one of the most likable human beings you could ever meet. He just dedicated his life to the profession. I don't think he ever really took a day off from golf.
Al Fuchs was just a wonderful person, well respected, and the real epitome of what a PGA member should be. No question. Al Fuchs is definitely a Hall of Famer.